Hey guys, it's Craig with Patriot Training Center, and this past weekend we had a red dot pistol class. And during this class, I happened to get some footage of Jeff, our head instructor, teaching you how to load your magazines and make sure that you can hit your reloads every time by showing you the proper grip on your magazine.
All right, so loading the magazine. This is a Glock magazine, not a Smith magazine. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. They load the same way. When we look at our magazines, these are box fed magazines, not clips. That's a whole different ball game. So we do refer to these as magazines. As we'll notice, it's at an upward angle, correct? Well, that's the way the projectile should go. So that bullet needs to face upward. All right, so when we're loading these things, we need to make sure that we have the projectile facing the right way so that it's up that upward angle. The easiest way I found to do this, if you're not using a loader, is I just take it from the back end and I push down at the front, and that orange follower, as you see, starts pushing down, which allows me to slide it in underneath right there, and it goes in. And then I can verify that by making sure that my projectile is pointing upward, okay? And also, when I go to load this, I want to make sure the projectiles are facing the bad guy, right? Because what's crazy about this is you can load them backwards, and they will go into the gun. And I can close the slide, and it will go home. Yeah. So it's crucial that we make sure that we get these things loaded up the correct way, and that we are paying attention when we're doing it, not letting something distract us, okay? So it's real easy when you're in a training environment like this, or at home, and you and your spouse are sitting around, you're just talking, and you're just loading. You might throw one in backwards. You might throw them all in backwards, who knows? When you're doing this stuff, think of it again as life-saving equipment. It requires your full attention. So that's the thing, we make sure we get it in the correct orientation. And I'm just gonna load 3 dummy rounds right here. And we're gonna simulate that being a full magazine, okay? So now it's time to load it. Before I do that, I want to show the proper grip, right? So notice I'm not just grabbing this thing, I have a legitimate grip on it, okay? And it starts with my index finger, all right? Because that's actually going to perform a very important indexing for me. And notice that I have my thumb stationed here and my other fingers wrapped around so that I have a very solid grip on this thing. And actually, when I bring it out of the mag pouch, there it is, okay? So I always grip my magazines like this regardless, because I don't want to do this because I can drop that or fumble around with it. I don't want to grab it here because then I can't really insert it into the gun. I'm going to do it fundamentally correct every time, even if I'm not in a hurry, or if I'm at home or whatever else, because it's redundant and I don't want to get in a habit of doing it the wrong way, because that's just going to translate to when I really need to do it quickly, I might do it wrong. So now I'm ready to load it, and Chris, put that back in this bit there. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up with my master grip. And what I'm going to do, come around this way so you can see, is I'm going to bring it into my, what you call it, workspace, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. I'm bringing it into me, and I'm keeping the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. If I'm at home, I'd rather do this in front of a brick fireplace or whatever else is going to stop around. Y'all with me on that? When I'm at the range, I can point it straight at the berm, and I'm good right there. But I'm going to come in and I'm going to seat it in the magazine well. See how my index finger indexes that right there? And I know I'm good. And once I feel that, all I'm going to do is simply open my hand up and seat it. Okay? So I'll do that again. Once I feel I'm there, watch my hand, open, seat. Now I'm not gentle with that. I'm not overly forceful, but I'm not gentle. These are made to be dealt with in that manner. They're not made to be babied, right? They're okay. You're intentionally seating that magazine with a little bit of force, okay? Notice my firing grip never broke, because I might have to get into it right now, all right? So I always want to have that fundamentally sound, and I don't ever want to let that go, and I don't ever want to underestimate working my fundamentals every time I do something. Because every time I slouch on that, I'm just giving myself an excuse not to do it correctly.
Okay guys, as you just watched, there's a lot more to loading your magazines and getting a proper grip on your magazine to reload your pistol. And all of this stuff can be done dry. So down in the description below, we have a 30-day dry fire program that's going to teach you how to reload your gun and manipulate it so that it becomes second nature. Go down below, check that out, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.